All right, welcome to our team call this week, everyone. I know it's at a different time because we had some scheduling conflicts, mostly on my end, but we have a really awesome speaker today, who's Jackie. And right before I introduce her, I'm just going to go over some quick slides for you guys that I made. So first up, I wanted to recognize those people that have already locked in Success Club and those of you that are almost there. So those of you guys that have locked it in are Nicole Faulkner with Success Club 14 so far, myself, Sandy Knox, and Carrie McGrath with 8, Amanda Lonas with 7, Carly Dunleavy, Ashley Hoke, Julianne Lundy, Gretchen Hawley, and Lynn Anderson with Success Club 6. And then those of you that are almost there, Ashley Robustiano, Tiffany Miller, Megan Llewellyn, Alicia Johnson, Ashley Lasher, Nicole Bowers, Justin Hill, and Lana need to help one more person, you guys. So totally doable by this month, or this week, I'd say. Carly Harris has 3 points, Kat Clifford, Emily Peterson, Jessica Vunk, Ashley Pitchell-Bell, Danelle Strang, Ashley Murray, Chelsea Romano, Nicole Maston, Justin Faulkner, and Laura Wadhams, and Renee Stotts, and Liz Barrios all have 2 Success Club points. Aaron Lightfoot, Jennifer Cook, and Megan Miller have 1. So all of you guys, I like to say it's never too late to hit Success Club until the 30th or the 31st of the day, whichever month it is, at 11 p.m. There's so much more time now, so don't even think that Success Club isn't an option for you guys. And those of you that don't have Success Club points on the board at all, I'm actually doing a challenge with myself where I'm pretending like I'm at Success Club 0 right now, and my goal is to get to Success Club 6 or help 3 more people by Monday night. So for any of you guys that are still at 0, I shared everything that I'm doing in terms of connecting and inviting and things like that. So feel free to hop on that with me. And then just a few reminders for you guys. First, Challenge Pack promotions. All of these 7 are on sale for $140, which is the lowest that any Challenge Pack will ever go. So, and this is also going to be the same thing in October. And then they're all going to be jacked up again. So take advantage of these low prices. It's insane. And the Kickstart Challenge Packs are all of these plus the 3-day refresh. Those are on sale for $180. And usually they're $205. This week's focus, I want you guys to follow up from our sneak peek event last night. So 2 things here. If you invited people last night to the sneak peek event, follow up today and just say, hey, I noticed that you joined our event. Do you have any questions that didn't get answered? If you forgot to invite people to the sneak peek or whatever happened for you this week and you didn't invite anyone, I still invite people to this event up to next Friday. And my invite is a little bit different. Instead of saying, would you like to join XYZ, I'll say my team just hosted a webinar last night or last week, whenever it is, where we shared more about the coaching opportunity. Would you be at all interested in tuning in and watching those videos? So just treat it like it just happened. It's still exciting. It's still fresh, and still add people into the event. And then also promote your challenge group. And I say this because for the longest time, I used to promote challenge groups the first 2 weeks of the month and then promote coaching the last 2 weeks of the month. And now I'm really getting back into the groups because that's where transformations happen. That is where people fall in love with the products and then want to coach. So my 3rd week of the month, so this week, I've been promoting coaching and I'm jumping right back into challenge groups next week. My group starts on Monday, so I'm going to start promoting my October group. You should always have a group to promote. So keep that in mind and make sure you're promoting something, whether it's coaching or challenge groups. And then I don't have anything extra for you guys this week other than our special guest speaker, Jackie Peterson. She's going to be talking to us about recruiting business builders, which is basically just people who actually want to work the business. And she is a 5-star diamond. She's a 2015 elite coach. She's a Success Club 10 all-star and Success Club 5 legend. That means that she's hit Success Club 10 for 12 months in a row and Success Club 5 for 24 months in a row. So she's never, in 2 years, and maybe even more than that, she's never missed Success Club. So that kind of shows you guys how important it is to make Success Club a priority in your businesses. Then you might be speaking about recruiting business builders on somebody else's team call. So let me stop sharing my screen, and Jackie, you can take it away and introduce yourself or just jump right into your topic.
All right. Hi, you guys. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Good? Okay. So like she said, my name is Jackie. I guess I'll just introduce myself first so you can kind of get an idea of my background and where I come from within the coaching world. I'm a mom to a 2-year-old little girl, and my husband is a professional athlete. He plays basketball overseas, and I actually started my whole journey with coaching almost 3 years ago now, which is like crazy to think about. Doesn't even feel like it's been that long, but I was really just looking for some sort of opportunity within, being able to work from home. I actually started coaching when I was pregnant with my daughter. And I had already, years before I even discovered Beachbody, I'd already gone through my own physical transformation with clean eating. And so I was already on this healthy journey, and I was excited to share it with other people. And so for me, Beachbody wasn't necessarily like I needed a solution for health and fitness. I needed a solution that I could be home with my daughter. I could travel with my husband for his career. He's over in Israel right now. And so we travel all over the place for his job. And so it was really hard for me to find a steady career, something that I was really excited about and passionate about, where I could take it with us wherever we went. So my husband and I were actually separated when I discovered, not separated like that way, but just in different countries. And it was really hard because I was here working. I was, trying to figure out what I really wanted to do. I enjoyed my job here. But at the end of the day, I knew that long term, I needed some sort of way to be able to bring in an income and be able to do all the things that our lifestyle demanded and be a mom because we were going to have a baby. And so that's really when Beachbody kind of came into the picture. I met my coach in a Facebook group online. And it was kind of a huge answer to all of my prayers that I had been looking for some way to share health and fitness with people. I was looking for a way to be able to earn an income from home, travel, all that type of stuff. You guys kind of know how that goes. And so I was very skeptical, just like everybody else is, about coaching. It took me several months to finally jump in, but when I did, I went all in and I said, I'm going to give myself at least a year to figure things out. And you know what, if I don't make my big thing was like, if I don't make my investment back in a year, then, maybe I'll reconsider what else I'm going to do. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to learn everything that I possibly can about coaching. I'm going to do this right. And so I jumped in from the very beginning, and it's completely changed, just my whole outlook on myself, my family, what our future looks like. My husband will be able to retire from his career in a couple of years, and we won't have to worry. And that was always a big issue in our life. What's going to happen when your athletic career ends? What are we going to do? How are we going to earn income? And so because of this opportunity, we don't have that lurking in the back of our minds all the time. And we're able to just design this life that we really love and we're really thankful for to this day. So that's kind of where I came from. And so at the beginning, it's really funny that I'm talking about recruiting business builders, because really the first probably 8 months to a year of my business, I was terrible at recruiting. I did not even know Beachbody was a network marketing company when I started. I had no idea what that even was. And so for me, it took a long time for that whole part of the business. I could run challenge groups. I could hit Success Club. I could find people that I wanted to help with their fitness, but I could never find anybody who wanted to do the business. And so when I figured that piece out, my business totally changed. And so that's why I'm really passionate about sharing it with you guys. So I do have some slides for you. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. All right. So my number one tip for you guys on recruiting business builders is you have to self-evaluate yourself. So everything in your business starts with you. So who you are is who you recruit. So you have to ask yourself, are you 100% in? Are you 120% into this business? Because if you're not going to find other people that want to build with you. If you're just kind of making this like a little thing on the side, if you're half in, half out all the time, and not really committed, you're going to have a hard time finding other coaches that are committed to doing this with you. So you have to think about, that whole avatar. Who is it that's your ideal coach? Who do you want on your team? And think about the characteristics that person has. So it could be you want to have a coach on your team who has leadership skills. They're go-getters. They're motivated. They're passionate. They love helping other people. Whatever it is, like make a list of, maybe 10 to 15 different adjectives that describe your ideal coach, and self-evaluate yourself on those characteristics. Because if you are struggling in one area, or two or three, or maybe all of them, then you're going to have a really hard time finding other people who are good at those things. You're never going to recruit a coach who is better than you. And so self-evaluate yourself, maybe even ask your success partner to evaluate you, or your upline, and just say, where do you think I rate on these different characteristics on a scale from 1 to 10? And those are the areas, everybody has a weakness. So it's not like you're going to be a 10 in every area. Everybody has weaknesses. And so work on those areas that you feel like you're struggling with. And that's where you kind of have to dive into personal development. And it starts from you. It starts from you working on yourself, growing yourself, learning, developing those leadership skills, developing, maybe the time management skills, or organizational skills. That's definitely my weakness. And so those are all things that I have to work on if I want to find other coaches that are going to possess those qualities as well. One other thing that I wanted to talk with you about as well is just kind of shifting your mindset in recruiting. So like I said, I didn't know this was a network marketing company. I didn't understand recruiting or why that was important in the beginning of my business. And it always sounded like it was a bad thing. Recruiting has like kind of a negative connotation. And when I realized that it wasn't a negative thing, it was actually a really, really, really good positive thing that I was offering people, is when I started recruiting, solid people. I started being open and excited about sharing the opportunity. So I started thinking, you think about recruiting, and it sounds bad, but think about like getting recruited to a college for sports. That's a really, really good thing. Think about, recruiting companies that recruit, people for different careers. That's a really good thing because they're seeking out qualified people. And it's the exact same thing that you're doing with your business. You're seeking out qualified people. And so when you get that mindset that you have something really valuable to offer these people, that that have these characteristics that you want in your team, that's when, you kind of flip that switch and go, all right, I'm not afraid anymore. I can just talk to anybody who I think would be a fantastic coach and share this opportunity openly with them and be really proud of it. And so really just flipping from recruiting as a negative to as a positive, because honestly, the business opportunity that we have to offer people is by far the best thing that we have to offer. Somebody can get a challenge pack, and like Samantha said, your challengers are going to be some of your greatest coaches, but there's so much more that you have to offer than just them joining a challenge group. You get to offer them the opportunity to dive into a community that's really going to support them long-term when they become a coach. You give them the opportunity to focus on their personal development, because that's so huge when they become a coach. That's going to be one of the first things that you share with them. You develop a deeper, more meaningful relationship with your coaches than you might with just someone who joins a challenge group for 30 days. And so they're getting that extra support, that extra community. And then they're getting the opportunity to earn income on top of that, or even just get their Shakeology paid for. And so that right there is a huge benefit to a lot of people. It gives them the opportunity to have more hope in their lives, to dream bigger. And so if Beachbody coaching has done anything for you, anything, whether maybe you haven't had, a huge weight loss story, or maybe you haven't had a huge financial, transformation story, coaching has done something for you. And there's a reason why you're here. You're more passionate in your life. You have more purpose in your life. You have a community, you have a family that you can plug into. Like, there's so many things that coaching offers that just a challenge group doesn't. And so when you start offering the opportunity to people and just kind of flipping that switch and realizing it is such an insane opportunity, if you don't offer it, honestly, you're being selfish because you can't hold somebody else's destiny in your mouth. Like, don't hold somebody else's destiny in your tongue because you're afraid to offer the opportunity to them. Sorry, my computer's being weird. So flip that switch, flip your mindset to recruiting is such a positive thing, and you're offering somebody something so valuable when you share this with them. All right. So number 2, what you post about people do. So give people a reason to trust you in the business and not just in fitness. So if you're posting all day long and all people see about is your workouts and your nutrition and your meal prepping and you're eating clean and you're doing all this stuff, that's great. It's really, really important that you're sharing that health journey as a coach, because that's what brings in, like-minded people who want to go on a health journey, that want to join your challenge groups. But if you're not sharing about the business side of things, if you're not sharing the personal development side of things, if you're not sharing how Beachbody is giving you more opportunity, it's giving you a hope for your future, it's giving you all of those things that I just kind of talked about, more passion, more purpose, extra money, whatever it's done for you, you have to talk about those things. Those are all a part of your story. And so while sharing your fitness journey is a big part of what we have to do, we also have to share those other aspects of what coaching brings to our lives. So be confident in the business side of things, not just the fitness side of things. Share that side as much as you share the fitness. So one thing that I hear from a lot of, especially newer coaches, is they feel, even a lot of like diamond coaches feel like they don't have what it takes, or they don't have the skills to put the coaching opportunity out there to people, and especially out on social media, because they almost feel like they're a fraud if they share that stuff, because they haven't made it to the top yet. They're not a successful, quote unquote, successful coach yet. And so one thing that I would say to that is, you're not searching for people who are going to be top coaches in a week, right? That's not even realistic. You're looking for people who just want to get started on their fitness journey, that want to get started making a little extra income. So if you have run a challenge group before, you can teach somebody else to do that. You are an expert in challenge groups, so be confident in that. If you have hit Success Club before, you are an expert in Success Club, and you can teach somebody else how to hit Success Club in their first month. If you have gone through the new coach training group, maybe that's all you've done is gone through Coach Basics. You can show somebody else how to get started in Coach Basics and be successful in that. If you've become an Emerald coach, same thing. You can show somebody else how to become an Emerald coach. When I started coaching, my coach was just an Emerald coach. She hadn't been in the business very long, but she just told me what she knew up to that point. She got me plugged into a Coach Basics group. She, gave me some templates to run challenge groups. Like, she didn't know everything. She really didn't know anything. We actually became diamond coaches in the same month. So we learned together as we went, and we just worked together. We were more like, like coworkers and friends and success partners than it was her teaching me everything she knew, because she was new too. So don't hold back out of the fear that you don't have, enough confidence or enough expertise to teach somebody else. You do. You kind of just have to get out of your own way and realize that it all starts from the very beginning. Everybody starts in the same spot. And so if you started as a coach, if you've seen one little tiny success in your business, you've sold one challenge pack, or you've sold one program, you can show somebody else how to do it. Okay. So number 3 is adjust your language on social media to attract more business builders. So like I said, you're thinking about your ideal coach. Who do you want on your team? Those adjectives that describe that person that you want. Motivated, driven, leaders, go-getters, determined, whatever it is. Think about the things that attracted you into the business to begin with. What made you, maybe you started as a discount coach, or maybe you started as a challenger. Those people are watching you too. And so if you are using the language that attracts in people that want to do more with the business, that's going to start bringing in more business builders for you. So you kind of have to think back to before you started as a coach. What was your upline or your sponsor posting on social media that drew you in? Because there was a point when, even if you started as a challenger or a discount coach, there was a point when you saw something that they shared that inspired you to do more. Maybe you came into this right away as a business builder like I did. The things I remember that my coach posted were about her being a CEO. She was very confident on social media. She talked about her business openly, how she was helping people, how she was earning income for her family, and being able to travel while doing it, how she was having success and showing her coaches what to do. Guys, she was an Emerald coach, but she was talking like she had this awesome business. And she did, in a sense. She was doing all the things that take you towards that road to leadership. And so that's the kind of thing that you need to share about on social media. You have to speak to that person and talk about where you see your future going. So even if you're not there yet, talk about that hope, because most people don't have hope of where they're going in their future. Most people don't have a plan, or if they do have a plan, it's not something they're excited about. And so speaking to that hope, speaking to that future of where you see yourself going or where you are going, and being very confident in that, is going to send a message to everybody who's following you on social media. And people want to join that confidence. Like other confident people, other motivated, driven people want to join other motivated, driven people. So if you're speaking to that on social media, that is going to attract more business builders. Making sure that you're sharing your story, and share it often. So sharing your story multiple times a week. Don't be scared or feel like you're annoying people because you're sharing too much. Think of different ways to share your story. Think of different aspects of your story. It could be the health side. It could be the financial side. It could be, you've developed more purpose, or you've become more confident because of coaching. There's so many different aspects to what you can share as far as your story goes, and making sure that you're sharing that, because that is really the stuff that's going to inspire people and move them to action. So I've been telling my coaches to share their story at least twice a week. So the greatest opportunities are on Transformation Tuesday, Throwback Thursday. So you can share both of those days every single week, and just think of different ways to kind of word it, or maybe a different picture. And we're always posting like our before and after photos, because that really inspires people as well. But a lot of people are afraid to share that often. They think, well, I don't want to share my story 2 times a week. That just sounds outrageous. People are going to get so annoyed. But the reality of it is that only maybe 10% of your friends are actually seeing your posts. And so if you're only posting your story once a month, only 10% of your friends see your story once a month. But if you post it twice a week, you're hitting 20% of your friends in 1 week. So already your odds are better that somebody is going to get inspired and reach out to you or comment. And so making sure that you're posting that call to action every single week on those posts as well, letting them know to comment below, or contact you if they need help. And so just being bold and being able to get out there and share your journey with people is going to be huge. I know it wasn't until after I went to Summit, my first year as a coach, I was already a diamond coach, and I didn't ever share my story because I didn't really feel like I had anything to share up to that point. And that was such a huge mistake. And it wasn't until after Summit that I learned that I had to start sharing that. And that is when my business started changing, is when I started sharing my story. I started recruiting in new people, new business builders, really quality challengers, and just people who really wanted to go on this journey with me. And it became not so difficult, in a sense, to achieve Success Club as well, because I was sharing so often and so many different people were starting to see my story that there was just more eyeballs on it. And so just being bold and sharing that story multiple times a week. Like I said, most people don't have a bigger vision for their life. So being able to emotionally connect with them is a huge thing through your story, and just sharing all the things that beyond just the fitness aspect of things that have changed in your life because of coaching, because there's so many people that are looking for more purpose in their life. They're looking for more passion in their life. And if you're not sharing that side of things, you're not sharing the things that you love about coaching, then nobody's ever going to know. They're always just going to think, oh, it's just a fitness thing. There's not really anything more to that. And people are more moved by the internal transformations than they are by the external transformations. So digging deep and really connecting with people. And the same goes for like your call to action. So posting a call to action for joining your team, or, some sort of like, maybe not a help wanted ad in that sense, because, it's not a job, it's a business. So we want to be careful about how we word things, but making sure that on your timeline, if somebody goes to your timeline, do they even know that you have an opportunity to join your team? Do they know that there's some sort of financial incentive for becoming a coach? And when you're creating those call to actions, speaking again with those adjectives, I'm looking for motivated, driven women who want to build a life by design. Getting really specific for who you want on your team. You don't have to be a fitness expert, but you do have to be coachable. You have to be a go-getter, and you have to be determined to want to change your life. Just getting very specific with how you word things in your posts. All right, number 4, invite directly to the opportunity. So I know there's a lot of coaches who rely 100% on attraction marketing. So they're just making their posts. They're only reaching out to the people that, comment on their posts. I personally don't do that. Mine is probably about 50-50. I want to actively seek out people who I think would be great coaches. And, in a sense, that's what recruiting is. Sorry. My daughter just is being funny. Okay. And so one big thing that I have my team do is I have them create their dream team. And so what that looks like is it's just a list of people that that you've built relationships with. Maybe you follow them on social media, whatever it is. If you think that they would be a great coach on your team, if you would like to work with them, so you kind of have to think about, what do you want your team to look like? Who do you want to go on vacation with? Like, who do you want to be going on these Success Club trips with long term? Are they people that already have maybe a social media following? Are they confident people? Are they interested in health and fitness? Do they want to better their lives? All of that type of stuff could possibly make a good coach. Are they motivated? All those adjectives again. So think about the people in your life that you already know, the people in your social media world that you've built relationships with, and create a list of maybe 20 people to start, of people that you would absolutely love to work with, that you would love to have on your team. Somebody's got a list. Awesome. I see it. So start there. And those are the people that you want to start cultivating stronger relationships with. So get to know them on a deeper level. Build that friendship and that connection with them. And then you can invite them to the opportunity. So most people I found don't have the guts to reach out to you. There's very few people that do. And so it's your job to seek people out who you think would be a great fit for your team. So this is just an example of how I would reach out to somebody and share the opportunity with them. So I could say, Maggie, I've been thinking about this for a while. I'm sure you've seen all my posts about Beachbody coaching, and I can't stop thinking how good you would be at this. Crazy, I know. Have you ever considered doing what I do? And that is just a basic invite, a way that I would get a conversation started about coaching with somebody. And from there, if they're somewhat interested, or, usually they say, I mean, I've never considered it, but I've seen all your posts and it looks really cool. Can you tell me more about it? And so then you could invite them to a sneak peek opportunity, or, a webinar, or whatever ways you guys on your team share the opportunity. So that is, I think it's our job to reach out to people. I know some coaches don't do that, but I think it's really important. And I found some of my best coaches just by asking a question like that. So I personally send out messages like this every single week, and I create new dream team lists probably every quarter for people that I think would be a great fit for my team. All right. The next thing that you can do is message everybody who likes your posts. So if you have some sort of post that's related to coaching, send those people a message if they like or if they comment. Thanks so much for liking my post. I really appreciate your support. Just curious, but have you ever wondered what I do as a health and fitness coach? Some people might say, no, it's not really for me. I'm just supporting you. But a lot of people will say, I have been interested in what you're doing. Like, can you tell me more about it? And it just opens up so many more conversations, so much more opportunity for people to join your team, people that are really interested in what it is you've got going on, but they've probably been too nervous to reach out. I know I was that person. I would every once in a while, I would like one of my coaches' posts, but very rarely. I was just kind of stalking her a little bit. And so reaching out and really connecting with those people who are engaging with you is so important. Okay, another thing you can do is battle your objections publicly. So obviously we get lots of objections with the coaching opportunity, with challenges, everything. And so this is great on both ends. And this was a post, I don't know why it came up in little bullets, but it did. But this is a post that I did a few weeks ago. And the reason why I think it's a good thing to, battle your objections publicly is because people can, you can be having private conversations with people all the time, and they might just, you get in your head like, oh, maybe she's just saying that, maybe she wants me to sign up for this thing, and what if she's lying or whatever. And so if you put it out there on social media for everybody to see, for the world to see, that's going to just validate what you were saying. And if somebody sees that, if one of your prospects sees your post and reads it, they're going to be like, okay, she was for real, because you're not going to just put blasphemy out on social media, right? So this was a post that I wrote, and I just kind of touched on a lot of objections that I've gotten before. And so I talk about, I didn't have the extra money to buy the challenge pack. I sold stuff on Craigslist because I didn't want to spend extra money on it. I had no business experience, not many friends on Facebook. I never posted. And then I talk about, why I made the decision to do it. So I needed this. Then I'm just kind of sharing my story a little bit. And so I think it's so important that you just go out there and talk about your objections like it's just like a normal thing. This is another example of one of my coaches did about Shakeology, because you always get that person that says, oh, I'm not a shake person. And so she wrote this post. She says, I'm just not a shake person. One of the top reasons I hear for not trying Shakeology. What does that even mean? You don't like dessert or frozen coffee treats. You don't want to have a salad that tastes like chocolate. You don't want to have a meal or snack ready in less than 3 minutes. I was skeptical at first too, but now after drinking a shake every day for almost 20 months, I can honestly say I'm a shake person for life. I look forward to this chocolate deliciousness every day. It gives me the energy I need, keeps me from grabbing another less healthy quick meal, and satisfies that desire for my daily dose of chocolate or vanilla or strawberry or coffee. And these don't even touch the amazing health benefits I'm getting. So next time you're thinking, I'm not a shake person, think about all the shake-like treats you enjoy and ask yourself, is this giving me my daily vitamins, minerals, and tons of superfoods? If the answer is no, maybe it cut off. I think she said maybe you should look for something that gives you more. So just another great way to battle that common objection and share it on your social media platforms. All right, number 6 is be the interviewer. So like I said, we're looking for qualified people who want to join our team. And I think a lot of coaches get in the habit of almost in a sense like begging people to join their team, and it comes off as desperate. And so you kind of have to take the stance that I am offering you an opportunity of a lifetime. And that it almost kind of reverses the roles from, I really want you to join my team. I really want you to join my team to you need to join my team. And this is why, because it's going to change your life. And so when you become the interviewer and not just the recruiter, it almost makes people more interested because they feel like there's a lot more value in what you're offering them. So what I do after I follow up with somebody, say they join a sneak peek group or something like that, I will follow up with them with, these interview type questions. And these are just some of the questions that I might ask. Are you self-motivated? Do you have the desire to be your own boss and work from home? Sometimes I'll ask these before they join a sneak peek. Like I'll ask a few just to kind of get a sense of what they're interested in. But usually I'll ask most of these after they've already seen like some sort of business opportunity. Then I'll say, what do you want to get out of this business? This just gives me an idea of, are they an all-in coach if they join? Are they maybe like a hobby? They just want to make a little extra money? Or is it, maybe just a discount coach? Tell me why you think you'd be a good coach. Find out what their strengths are. Again, this is just interviewing them. You're figuring out if they're going to make a good fit for you and for your team, because I don't know about you. Have you guys ever signed coaches to your team and you're just like, oh my gosh, like we just do not mesh well together. Like I like you, but not really. And that's happened to me before. So I want to find people that I really think would be a good fit. Now, obviously I'm not going to like necessarily turn people away if they really want to do this. But at the same time, I want to kind of vet them in a sense and make sure that this is a good fit. Because I don't want people signing up and just quitting after a month, because that's just a waste of my time. How much time a week could you commit to learning and growing your business? Again, gives you a sense of what kind of coach they'll be. And then why should you earn a spot on Next Level Nation? That's our team. And what value could you bring to our team and potential clients? And then I have attached, I'll send this to Samantha. This is a document with all the different interview questions that you could ask them. Okay, number 7 is be the leader. So it's really important if you're wanting to bring in more business builders to your team, you have to present yourself as a leader, because people want to be led. They want to work with other people who are confident, who are motivated, who are driven, who have leadership skills. And so a big thing that I tell my coaches, especially like once they hit diamond, you need to be hosting your own sneak peek group. Even if you're maybe a very seasoned emerald and you're struggling to find business builders, start hosting your own sneak peek groups, because when your prospects can see you on video and they see you being the leader and you posting and sharing, even if you only have 3 people in the sneak peek, it doesn't matter. Those people are going to relate so much more to you than they are to me as your upline. And so I might get really great results from my sneak peek groups. I might sign a bunch of coaches and you might only sign 1 or no coaches from it, because your prospects aren't relating to me. They want to get to know you better and they want to see what you have to offer them as a coach and see you on that video. So get out of your comfort zone, start creating your own sneak peek groups. Showcase your, leadership skills, your ability even if you feel like you don't have leadership skills at this point, this is going to develop your leadership skills if you get out of your comfort zone and start trying new things. Like, you've got to become the coach that you want to be now to get to the next level and to find those people that really want to work with you. So be that face of your business, be the leader, and showcase your skills. Okay, that's all I've got for you guys. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. Okay. So I have recently found a really good system, and I don't know how you guys run your sneak peeks, but I've tried like so many different things over the past couple of years. Hi, Stevie. And I have recently found a really, really awesome way to run sneak peeks. And I got it. I don't know if you guys have seen this video from Andrea Crowder, but she has a video where she shares how she runs her sneak peeks, like basically from start to finish. It's a really awesome video. And so I took her video and basically started kind of emulating some of the stuff that she talked about in her video. And it's awesome. Like, it's worked so well. I've never had so much engagement in my sneak peek groups. I signed like 5 coaches already from one sneak peek group. I don't have like tons of people in these sneak peek groups. I have maybe like 8 to 9 people in them, but I've signed a lot of coaches so far from them. And so I'm going to send you guys that video so you can watch it. But basically it really helps. It helps get your you vet your prospects before, so you make them fill out some sort of application to make sure that they are very interested in what you have to offer, in a sense. And then in the sneak peek, you're asking them to do like almost like mini homework assignments, in a sense. And so it gets them more involved, and you give away like a prize if they participate in all 3. So it's a 3-day sneak peek if they participate in all 3 assignments, and it gets them really involved and engaged. And it's been awesome. Like, I honestly have never been like a huge fan of sneak peeks. Like, I like them, but they sometimes work, sometimes don't. And I've been running them for the past few weeks, and I've like really enjoyed it. It's been so much fun because I feel like I've developed more meaningful relationships with my prospects just through the coach sneak peek. So I'm going to send you that video, and then I'm going to send you like how I've kind of laid out my template for my sneak peek and what's worked for me. But I've really enjoyed recruiting coaches this way. So I hope that it helps you guys and your team. And maybe you can kind of develop your own thing or whatever. So anyways, that's all I've got for you. But if you guys have questions, feel free.
Awesome. I love it. I love looking at like new stuff too, like new ways to do sneak peeks, new ways to do coach training. With the way that I basically learned the business is from YouTube, just by like YouTubing everything and getting so many ideas from it.
Me too.
So there's one thing you said, it was on this slide about like when you have to create a list and invite people, you said people don't have the guts to reach out. That's our job. And that's like so true. That's how I built my business. Every one of my coaches that's on this call, I reached out to. And I would say 90% of the people that are on my team, I reached out to. Mm-hmm. So you're so right in that, like, people, it's easy to go to people who like your posts first because they're kind of like handed to you, but those people aren't always the ones that will actually join. So I think that you
exactly. Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions? I took so many notes. I like highlighted certain ones. I like that you said build an invite list, which I know Megan has one. She has a list of 100 that she's going through right now. But then I like how you said continue to build that, because that's one thing too that I didn't do initially. I had this huge list and then I stopped. And then I just I just kind of was, I don't know, searching for people on Instagram, seeing who popped up in my newsfeed, and I wasn't as direct about it. And my recruiting totally slowed down when I didn't have a list to work from.
Yeah, exactly. I know that's something that I try to do like every quarter. So every few months, I'll try to kind of redo my list and kind of reevaluate that.
Yeah.
Because it's always changing. Like some people, you'll be like, okay, they kind of fell off, or we don't really connect anymore or something. And then you'll meet new people who you're like, this is really great. It would be a great fit for this. So. think there's some questions.
I continually bounce between too direct and not direct enough, still trying to find that balance. Do you mean like with your invites? Come off too strong.
I found that, and I don't know exactly what you mean by like come on too strong, but I found that like less is more. So the less you can tell people initially is almost better. And so don't, write them a novel. Don't do the, beach body vomit thing. They're going to see your passion and the excitement when, they see your post on social media, when they join your sneak peek group and see you on video, they're going to be able to feel that excitement that you have and the passion. So even like in your conversations, you don't necessarily have to say all that much. Like, I feel like my conversations are so kind of short with people because I don't want to like overwhelm them.
This is so much easier. Can I just unmute myself and just ask away?
Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
I mean, I already did. I guess that's okay. So, I guess, yeah, mine, I have the same issue, that I don't know what your first name is, but, the person who commented before me, I sometimes try not to initially mention Beachbody because people literally like will not respond if I do that. And I'm like, okay, well, let me just kind of brand myself that way and then kind of put it into a conversation that way, because I do come off too strong sometimes and I do come on not strong enough with other people. So I feel like I can't find the like happy point between those two things. So that's why I feel like I'm in this like plateau and I need like, I'm almost to emerald, but I'm not there yet. But this plateau is like kind of almost preventing me from getting there, I feel like, because I don't know exactly. I've been trying different ways of starting a conversation or forming, and for some reason I feel like I'm just at a standstill.
Are these people that are in your warm market or just cold market people? Yeah. So normally what I try to do is I won't say anything about Beachbody normally unless they're interacting on my posts and stuff like that. But I just try to find some sort of common ground with them. So I'll go check out their page. I'll see, do they have anything about health and fitness on there? If not, maybe they're a mom, maybe, I don't know, we have some sort of common interest. We're from the same city or, I don't know, anything I can find that's a common interest. And I'll say something like, hey, thanks so much for adding me. I saw you on my news feed and I just wanted to say hi. I love connecting with other like-minded women. I saw that you're a mom as well. How old are your kids? They're so cute. Or I saw that you're also from Nashville. Are you still living there? Or did you grow up there? Like I'll, just find whatever common ground you have and ask a question and just start forming that way and just get to know them a little bit better. And then I don't normally, unless, like I said, someone's interacting and engaging on my posts, I don't normally invite them to the business opportunity or a challenge group until I feel like we've connected for, back and forth a handful of times. You know what I mean?
Do you use Pinterest at all for connecting or forming?
I don't use Pinterest. I mean, I've used it for personal use, but I don't do it for business.
So I've started using that more often, and I find that it's so much easier for me personally to kind of form that way. But I think like with Facebook and Instagram, there's so many more people that are advertising on there that like the minute I mention, oh, hey, fitness group, or hey, Shakeology, they kind of just like their ears perk up. And then when they hear Beachbody, they perk back down. And it's like, oh, come on, like just, I don't know.
Yeah. And I think like the one thing I've learned is people do business with people who they know, like, and trust. So if you just really get to know them on that relationship level first, and then you invite them to a challenge group or something like that, they're more likely to want to listen to what you have to say. And I don't typically ever mention Beachbody at all. Usually it's not until we've gotten to the point where I'm talking to them about which program they should do that they even know that I'm a Beachbody coach, or unless they've seen some of my posts that directly relate back to Beachbody, that they may not even know that I'm a Beachbody coach, but they're just like, I've seen you post all this fitness stuff. I need help. That type of thing.
I try to do the same thing, and then I kind of like internally freak out, and like when I try to go explain the program or where I'm from, like what company, and I kind of like, I'm not like, because I want to tell them it's Beachbody. I want to be able to, support this company and do that and mention their name without having that feeling inside. But then I think I just have to, that's a hump that I have to personally be able to get over, I think. And
yeah. And I think just having confidence with like you, because people are going to want to work with you because of you, not because of Beachbody. If they think you're great and they think that, the results you're getting are great and what you're sharing, like the motivation is great and you guys have developed a relationship, they're not going to care if it's 21 Day Fix or if it's some class at the gym. They just want to work with you because they like you and they think you can help them.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I agree with Jackie too. I never ever mention Beachbody unless they say, what company do you work for? And then I say, Beachbody, have you ever heard of it? Just to like start that conversation. And then they're usually like, yeah, I have. I tried a program in the past, or yeah, and I've got burned by the company, or something. It just, we get it out in the open. Yeah, if they don't ask me what company I work for, I never mention it until we're talking about, like, I've already told them what coaching is, what we do, and then we start talking about getting them signed up with a program. And that's when I say, 21 Day Fix. And they're like, oh, is this Beachbody? Like, yeah. So I think say it confidently if you have to, or just, brand yourself. You're a fitness coach. You're a wellness expert,
Exactly.
So Megan said she has friends that she thinks would be great. She was talking about how much she's enjoyed everything, but she started turning it down a notch. It was even about selling them. She was just like super excited about everything.
Yeah. I think that's really, I don't know if you're a new coach, but I think that's really common for like new coaches. You just get really excited. And I mean, I think Samantha agrees. We've all been there. Like in the beginning of our business, you're just so excited. And then you go back like 6 months later and you're like, I can't believe I sent somebody that message, because you learn that you don't have to say that much. You know what I mean? And you just kind of learn like the best way to approach people. And it really is like an art form, the way that you communicate with people and stuff like that. And you just learn what works, you learn what doesn't. Like you'll learn what, if people are not responding to any of your messages, okay, maybe I should take this down a notch. Maybe I should try something different. And you know what? You might lose a few people, and that's okay. Most of the time, they're going to end up coming back to you once they realize that what you're, they start seeing you have some success. They start seeing you being really, just genuine and stuff like that. And they keep following your journey. But I think it's all just trial and error. And like, you have to just kind of fail forward a little bit. And you have to, like, I know I've done it 1,000 times. Like you just fall on your face a handful of times and then you figure it out, And so don't be like so hard on yourself. The more conversations you have, another thing that I encourage my coaches to do is, if they are, especially my brand new coaches, like, hey, if you're struggling, if you don't know what to say, send me a message. Let me know what's going on in the conversation. I can help you with your first few conversations so that you don't overdo it. You know what I mean? Because I know exactly what that feels like. And then you feel like, oh crap, why did I say that later? And so just reaching out to your coach and saying, hey, how could I word this better? Or does this sound good? Am I saying too much? Am I not saying enough? That really helps. And I'm sure you guys have scripts as well for your team. Scripts are really helpful as a new coach.
Carly is amazing with convo help. Yeah, and I also liked your scripts that you shared of how you invite people. Like that right there is an example of short and sweet. Like, I think you'd be great. Have you ever thought about what I do?
Yeah. Simple is better.
Yeah.
You don't need to share what Beachbody is. You don't need to share what Shakeology is in the beginning. Like, those are all stuff. That's all stuff you can talk about in your business op call or sneak peek, and then talk about it later, Yeah.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Go for it.
So I know you said that you make like a dream team list. How do you do you have a specific tracking system where you like walk them through stages of, okay, I'm going to engage with them, then I'm going to just form with them, then I'm going to ask them to? Like, how do you keep track of those people?
I don't have any specific way of tracking it. I just have my lists. And I mean, if you keep your lists, like I said, I usually do a dream team list of like 20 to 30 people. So it's not huge. So I know, as I'm building relationships with those people, I know kind of where we are just because I just know. I'm not the most organized person in the world. So I'm not like that emerald personality type where I track everything that I do perfectly. So, I mean, that's part of it too. But I think that, I don't know. I don't think it doesn't have to be that calculated. You know what I mean? I have kind of started doing that a little bit more as far as like Instagram goes, because I found that I forget those people a lot easier on Instagram just because like the names are different and stuff like that. So that I kind of have been writing down. And I mean, again, I just do it off of my list. So I have a note in my phone and I'll say, follow up with this person, or I'll put it, because I use TeamZ too. So I'll put like a note to follow up with them in like a week or 2 weeks. And I'll just say, talk to them about coaching, make sure to invite them to a sneak peek in 2 weeks or something like that, So, I mean, that's my somewhat system, but it's not really a system.
I think just having a smaller list helps keep track too, because the bigger the list, the easier it is to forget about people.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
that's my list.
Yeah. And one thing that has helped me just with keeping track of people is I've been using TeamZ. And so that gives me the opportunity to set follow-up dates with people. And, it tells me who I need to follow up with on each day and stuff like that. So that's nice. I used to use Asana too, which was basically something similar to TeamZ, but they're a little bit different. So that helps so that you don't forget about people and stuff like that. But really for my dream team list, like I don't necessarily like put their name into TeamZ and label them like as dream team. Maybe I should, but I don't. I just have my list and I'll go back to them, every few weeks or something like that and chat with them and just focus on, that relationship and stuff like that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like that idea of having a dream team list be smaller, because one thing that's changed my business the past couple of months is truly connecting more with people. So if you have like a smaller list where, every other day you're going to those 20 people's pages and just interacting or remembering to comment on their stuff or message them about something non-Beachbody related, that's been like a game changer in my business. So having a smaller list for those like top potentials, I like that idea.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what the dream team list is. It's not everybody you think should be or could be a coach. It's people that you really think would be amazing coaches that you really, really want to work with. So I have other lists of people who maybe reached out to me. Oh, you made a mess. Okay. So get that towel. Get the towel. Sorry. So I have other lists that are, bigger of people that reach out to me and different stuff like that. Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah, Megan uses TeamZ too. Is there a fee for that, Megan? 25, 30.
Okay, sorry. Did that answer all those questions?
I think so.
Okay.
All right, it's 1 p.m. Any last minute questions? TeamZ is $30 a month, but you get 30 days for free. Yeah, I hear TeamZ is nice. I hear it's nice, but you typically have to increase your goals or increase the activities so that you'll reach the goals or something.
Yeah.
All right. If there's no more questions, then we will hop off. But thank you guys so much for changing to the new time, and Jackie doing this with your daughter home.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
And you guys, I'll send you the YouTube link and the scripts, or the recording, probably later this afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, have a great day. And thanks for joining.
Bye.
Bye, guys.